Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're not close together because we miss each other and need these moments. We just learned that one of the microphones died.
We're down to one mic, guys.
Yes, we're down to one mic for tonight. And we'll just have to order a new set. So for that, me and Lane get to just spend some good quality time together. And also for those who want us to rush through it because we like to ramble a bit, this will be a time where we don't ramble on as much.
This one's for you.
Today we're bringing you another Warhammer 40K battle report. And this one, the rules are made up because walls don't matter. Both of our armies have the ability to go through walls, as Lane will be bringing us the Death Guard, and I'm bringing the Starshatter Necrons with a bunch of Ghost Arcs. So, because it is kind of warm in the basement, and this is probably the longest me and Lane have stood next to each other like this, we're going to jump over into the lists, and then we'll come back and talk about this a little more. Lane, go ahead and lead us. What do you got?
All right. If you want to know more specifics about the lists, the data sheets, the detachments, the strats, the enhancements, and how we plan to use everything, please check out our separate individual army list videos. But for now, here's a quick rundown. I have exactly 1,995 points of Death Guard in Mortarion's Hammer. For characters, we do have 2 Lords of Contagion. One will have the Shriekworm Familiar enhancement. We have a Lord of Virulence who has the Tendrils Emissions enhancement, and we have a Tallyman. Moving on, we do have a Chaos Land Raider. We've got 1 squad of Chaos Spawn. We have 2 6-mans of Death Shroud Terminators. We have 1 Fetid Bloat Drone with a Flesh Mower and 3 Fetid Bloat Drones with the Heavy Blight Launchers. We have 1 2-man squad of Myphitic Blight Haulers and 2 10-mans of Poxwalkers. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, as advertised, we are running the Necron Starshatter Arsenal. We have exactly 2,000 points, and for this list, we are bringing 6 Ghost Arcs, 2 Doomsday Arcs, 2 by 2 of the Canoptic Tomb Spiders to give us that all-important Feel No Pain. We have 2 by 2 of the Locust Heavy Destroyers, and then going inside the Ghost Arcs are going to be 2 10-man squads of Necron Warriors, a Overlord with the Translocation Shroud, as well as the enhancement to give us reroll 1s to hit and wound, and then finally 3 Scorpek Lords. So, yeah, that's what we're bringing today. That's how it's all weird here today.
Yeah, we gotta stay nice and close so you guys can actually hear me. So this is the only option. This is the only way we figure out. This is the only way.
We gotta, Warhammer brings out the weird in all of us.
Yeah.
But so first things first, with my list, I am starting to get into the realm of, I'd like to see how this can do competitively. Ghost Arcs are obnoxious. They're durable. And one of the weird, unique mechanics is because of the transport rule. They are dedicated transport, so a unit has to start inside. So the unit I'm starting inside of some of these is Scorpek Lords. Mm-hmm. Now, Scorpek Destroyers cannot go into Ghost Arcs. Nothing can go into Ghost Arcs except Warriors and Necron Infantry characters, which Scorpek Lords happen to be Necron Infantry, as well as Necron characters.
And it does say 1 infantry character, right? So
one.
You can't pack it full of characters?
No, there was a last edition you could do that where it was like the number of models, and there was a couple things you could mess around with. It was called the Necron Party Bus, where you just would launch a bunch of characters into those things. So, Lane, a little bit about your list, what you're looking at. You've played this a bit. You've been working on this kind of a little bit.
Yeah, I got another GT coming up here in about 2 weeks at Battlegrounds to Board Games in Canton, and I think I'm going to be running Death Guard. I'm probably going to be doing this list, or maybe some minor tweaks. We'll see. But basically, I've got 4 ways to hit people really hard in turn 2, and maybe take out 4 big units. That's it. We got some scoring units, and I like what Mortarion's Hammer does, allowing me to drive a Land Raider through a wall, disembark some Death Shrouds, and they can go kill something. They do have a 6-inch deep strike, but sometimes people have abilities to block out your deep strikes. This is kind of nice because it just lets me drive Death Shroud nice and close to my enemy. So,
don't you love when you're getting ready to practice for a GT and I'm running some crazy non-meta thing?
Right. How am I supposed to practice into meta stuff if you're running this crazy? What is it? So many Ghost Arcs.
Yes. Odd or even?
Even.
That is even. I have no scouts, no infiltrates, none of that stuff. So do you want to deploy first or second?
I will drop second.
Okay. We'll be back after deployment. All right. We are deployed. Lane, tell us what we are doing here today.
We are playing the glorious game of Warhammer 40,000. Our deployment today is Tipping Point. If you want to tell what it is, just go ahead and look at DJ's army. It perfectly outlines the Tipping Point deployment zone because he has filled his deployment zone. We're doing a primary mission of Take and Hold. This is our vanilla Warhammer. You get 5 points for each objective, control up to 15. That's it. All right.
Nice. So sorry. Yeah, we do. We still have to pass some mics back and forth. I think we got a workaround, so hopefully that'll happen later on in the video. But as far as deployment, yeah, I put everything on the table. I had to kind of tell Lane, I'm like, listen, I'm going to try. I might need to put some stuff in strategic. We're going to see how things go here. And then I kind of marked everything with poker chips. So it is kind of a big mess over here right now. We got a Necron Ghost Ark parking lot over here. The boats are ready to roll. So we do have the Doomsday Ark here. Remember, we do have a 1 command point strat. We can go through walls, so if we need to, we can with him. But it's going to help us draw some lanes down this way. You see Lane's got some stuff lined up here. He also has a bunch of stuff in strategic that's going to have to come on from a table edge. So I'm making this table edge look not so tasty. We got some Locust Heavies hanging out back here. This is a Ghost Ark with a Scorpec Lord in it with the green marker. This is a Ghost Ark with a Scorpec Lord with the enhancement to reduce damage. He's hanging out over here. And then we have the one with the blue is a squad of Necron Warriors. Our Overlords back here in the painted one. Some Spiders back here, some more Locust Heavies. And then over here we got another Scorpec Lord and Warriors in Ghost Arks, also with some Spiders back there to make some pushes up on objectives. We got nothing in reserve for this army. We are all on table, ready to roll. Lane, how's yours looking?
So in reserve, I do have a 6-mana Death Shroud Terminator to the Lord of Contagion, and I have 3 Fretted Bloat Drones with the Heavy Blight Launchers in reserve, along with the Lord of Virulence, who's got Deep Strike and the enhancement. He will be in Deep Strike as well. Also, we've got a 6-man of Death Shroud inside the Land Raider here, along with the Lord of Contagion. So I'll be able to zoom across the table, jump out, and just go smack something. Although there's not a lot of stuff I really want to smack early on in this list. It's all just Ghost Arks. So we've got a couple spawn here. They're going to scout move at the start of the game. We do have the brave little tally man here to tally up some extra command points, hopefully. We got a bloat drone with the flesh mower there. We got some little poxwalkers hiding in the building, ready to go out there. We've got 2 Myphitic Blight Haulers. That's a 2-man squad of Myphitic Blight Haulers over here, and some more Poxwalkers holding an objective. All right.
All right. So in this, I think we're pretty much at the point now that it's a given. Going second is always better than going first. One thing that I did mention, we'll talk about, I know that people are wishy-washy on how they feel with the, what do you call them? Challenge cards. Are you going to take fixed against me? Is that bring it down, look tasty?
Well, this is a GT list I'm practicing. So if I'm practicing the GT list, I'm going to practice tactical. Taking fixed against you would be good, but I think I'm just going to go with the tactical for the GT practice.
Oh, all right. So Lane, let's set the dice to the side. Hey, looks like you're going to be going first. So you have a few scout moves. We'll knock that out because it's just the one. And then I think because of this microphone, we're just going to say it. It's time to play the game.
Okay, for my first turn, I pulled Cleanse and Assassinate. One of those is going to happen. So my tally man did tally me and give me an extra command point. Good start to the game there. Poxwalkers that are over inside this building were already there, so they're going to cleanse. The spawn scout move, then they made the regular move here. They're going to cleanse here. That's it. I just basically positioned the Land Raider in this piece of terrain here, so the Doomsday Ark wouldn't be able to see him. Even if he goes through the walls or something, he's not going to be able to see him to shoot him. I did use my my army, my detachment ability, and I put these guys in Contagion just because I don't want to get shot by their long-range guns, and the Doomsday Ark in Contagion. So that's it for my turn. We're just going to get 5 for Cleanse because we cleansed twice. I'm going to hold on to Assassinate to see if DJ shows me any characters. But I do have the option of pitching that at the end of his turn. I already gained a CP from the Tally Man, so I can't gain another by pitching it now. So that's it for my turn. On to DJ.
All right, for the Necron turn, we got Sabotage and Bring It Down. Unfortunately, Bring It Down is kind of going to be really impossible. Since the vehicles that Lane has on the table, can't get line of sight on, can't see. Can't get line of sight on. Can't see. Probably could get line of sight on. Don't have really the guns to hit it with.
Can't hurt him.
Yeah. We can smack him with some gauze flares and maybe do 3 damage. Probably. I think with everything I'm putting up, I could do like 3 damage to it. So we're not going to do that. What we're actually doing. So we moved up, as you can notice. We're getting squirrely out here. We got some ghost arcs. They're meant to go flying, and that's what we're going to do. So Doomsday Arc did move up, and we're going to shoot at these Poxwalkers. I'm going to try and remove some of Lane's scoring threats. See if we can't pick most, if not all of them up with some lucky shooting. Lane did mark this one, so he's going to be -1 to hit, so that's going to be a factor. But they're in an objective marker, so we'll get +1. Hey, look at that. Using our rules. This one just kind of moved up into position, then we kind of zoned out with the Locust Heavies in the backfield. This Ghost Arc wiggled up there, so he's able to touch the objective. This Ghost Arc with the Warriors inside advanced and moved through the wall just to be able to get eyes on these Poxwalkers that are hiding back here under this building. I promise you, they're there. Then this Ghost Arc moved, disembarked its Warriors to take the objective, as well as start sabotaging. So this is going to be where we're going to score our sabotage points this turn. And then this Ghost Arc just moved up. Didn't need to move too far to get within 12 inches of these guys, and still kind of stayed back. So didn't want to advance, don't want to get too crazy with it, but we definitely want to put some hurting out there. Now we did disembark the Overlord with the Translocation Shroud. So these Ghost Arcs in the middle right here are going to be able to reroll 1s to hit and to wound, which doesn't matter for him, but will help for him, so we can at least hopefully pick this entire squad up. That's the banking there. And just having him in kind of a good position for later turns of the game. Hopefully, that's what I'm thinking. And yeah, it's basically it. Spiders are doing spider things, giving the 6-up feel no pain to this entire pocket here, as well as these guys here that are giving it to this one. So I feel like I moved into a comfortable position. We'll see. Lane's going to try and show me how I did not in his turn. But first, we're going to shoot and see if we can't just pick up these Poxwalkers and get these scoring units out of the way. So you want to know what's more annoying than re-rolling a 1 to a 1? How about re-rolling 5 1s into 4 1s and then doing it 3 times in a row? Oh my, this was a rough turn for the Ghost Arcs. So we did have re-roll 1s to hit into wound on this guy, and we shot into these Poxwalkers, thinking I'd get them out of there. There's 3 left because my re-rolls were really not efficient. So good job, guys. Good job. This one got angry, though. He put a lot of heat into these guys, but unfortunately was not able to even pick up 1. We did charge in there. We did tank shock, and we got 1 down to 1 wound, and we ate a mortal wound in consequence. So we're actually at 13 over here. I don't even want to talk about this. If you watch my pregame video, I talked about how me and Doomsday Arcs have a love-hate relationship. This is why. This is a place where you get 2 on the blast, +2. So I roll my beautiful D6 and I roll a 1. And then of course I have to miss with 1. And then of course I have to fail to wound with 1. And then actually I got those 3 through. And then when I went to shoot the gauze flares, oh my gosh, if you would, I seriously should have taken a picture of all the 1s and 2s, not even 3s, the 1s and 2s that just poured on there. So hopefully I got this out of the way. But this is why I have this love-hate relationship with these Doomsday Arcs. Seriously. That's sad. All right. Well, we are going second, so that's a positive, and we're going to test the resilience because we have a very, very strong line. We have a lot of good coverage. And then as far as our secondaries, we're going to bring it down. Lane's got to bring some stuff on. And so he's got some vehicles, so easy 4 points there. And I feel like that's going to be a better 4 points for me to score than some other secondaries maybe later. And we will see if the sabotage resolves as long as these Necron warriors stick around. Wait, does that score at the end of the turn now?
No, it's still the end of my turn.
It's still yours.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's recover assets. So yeah. All right, over to Lane and his turn 2.
Cold sabotage and bring it down for my turn 2. So we're scored 10 on primary because we held 2. Sabotage. The Poxwalkers in this building are going to sabotage there. And then bring it down. We have many vehicles from which to choose. So we're just going for it. I figure with DJ has just a ton of these durable units on here. So we're just going to go for it and see if we can just kill as much as we can, as fast as we can. So I spent 1 CP on the Land Raider to go through this wall here and disembark the Death Shroud. So they're going to put flames onto the warriors here and then start charging Ghost Arcs. Land Raider can do some shooting. I moved for the Bloat Drone, put these 2 Ghost Arcs in the Contagion. So we deep struck in these Death Shroud. These Poxwalkers, they're just going to chill. They failed their battle shock. So they're just going to stay right where they are. No, actually, they're going to move a little bit further so they don't get shot as easily. Look, now they're so very safe. Tallyman did tally again, so I actually started this turn with 5 command points, which is a hilarious number of command points. We ended up spending 2 on these Myphitic Blight Haulers. I advanced them. I rolled a 1. I CP rerolled it into a 4, so I got both of them within melter range of the DDA here. And I'm going to spend another 1 here in the shooting phase. Their advance and charge, or to give them an assault, technically happens in the shooting phase. But I'll be spending that on them as well. And then brought in the Bloat Drones with heavy bite launchers from reserve, as well as the Lord of Virulence. So we're going to shoot at this. We're going to try and make this thing go away. DJ does have a strat where he can do a D6 counter move after being shot, but I don't know if he'll be able to get it out of my line of sight here because he has to get away from the train. And there's another, he's got too many vehicles on the board. I don't think he'll be able to, unless he rolls like a 6 or something, maybe he could. But anyways, I'm going to shoot. We'll see what happens. All right, so I had to dump some CP into this to make this happen, but I did advance these guys up, and I did roll a 1 on my advance, didn't get them into Melta, so I spent a CP to re-roll the advance roll, got them a 4, so I got them both into Melta range. So I had to spend a CP on the reroll and the advance, and then I spent a CP in the shooting phase to give them assault. They were near the Lord of Virulence here. I picked the Doomsday Arc as a thing I reroll 1s to hit into, and they always reroll 1s to wound. So we did the Doomsday Arc with these guys, because that's 4 multi-melta shots, hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, rerolling 1s to hit, rerolling 1s to wound, because these guys get +1 to hit and wound into vehicles. And then I think I finished them off with the crack missiles. Maybe one of the Plague Spurts I had to go through. Oh yeah, I did 4 wounds to the Plague Spurts. Somehow I rolled hot on my Plague Spurts. The Plague Spurts actually finished them off. So then we shot a Blight Launcher down at these guys. Killed one of them. DJ spent the CP to do the counter move to keep him safe, so I couldn't see him. So he'll be able to reanimate that guy back. So nothing done there really. And on the other side of the table here, did a little bit of shooting. The Death Shrouds shot the warriors here with their flamers. Picked up 7 of them, and DJ did reanimate with the barge ability, the Ghost Arc ability, and brought 3 of them back. So there's still 6 of them there. And then the Land Raider shot and did a couple wounds to this. What's he got left? 6? Yeah, 6 wounds left on this guy. So, yeah, a couple last cannons got through and did some damage to him. So, yeah, we're going to do a little charge in here, see if we might throw a tank shock. See what happens. Maybe we can finish off this guy. So that's it. Let's do some charging. All right. So these Death Shroud went in here, and then 2 of them did their sweeps to finish off the Necron warriors, and the rest of them punched out this Ghost Arc that was sitting here. In this ongoing combat, this Ghost Arc managed to scrape that last wound off the other spawn, but this spawn smacked back and did take 4 damage off of him. It's pretty good there. We did do a tank shock with the Land Raider here to chisel this guy down to 3 wounds. Charged into the Death Shroud, and Death Shroud finished this one off. Put some hurting on him. What's he got left? 3?
3.
Yeah, 3 left on that one. The Bloat Drone Flesh Mower can't really punch up in the vehicles very well at strength 7, but he tried to help. So that's it. Obviously got to bring it down for the 4 points there. And as I said, my Poxwalkers order inside this building will be doing the sabotage. On to DJ's turn.
So Lane stopped my sabotage, and we discard it. We're still on Bring It Down. And we picked behind enemy lines for a second time this game. We got a turn 1, shuffled it up, and I guess game really wants me to have behind enemy lines. So that's going to be a command point. Other than the fact of Bring It Down, we do have 2 vehicles that we could possibly do this turn. It's going to be this one, or if we get crazy with it, maybe the Land Raider. But that's going to depend on how hard these guys actually can hit. So what we're doing, we reanimated that Locust Lord, the Locust Destroyer that we lost back. Then we did move them up top. Yeah, we're actually moving stuff up this game. So they're moved up, and they're able to draw a line of sight into the center. They could fire at the drone, or just go at some Death Shroud and just try and pick them off with a flat 6 damage. So one of those two is going to happen. These 2 Ghost Arcs are in position just to put some heat on either him or the Death Shrouds, whichever one we decide to. This guy battle shocked. He did fail, but he did not kill himself for rolling 0-1. He got out of there, so he fell back. And then we brought out both Scorpack Lords. They're hanging out right here, so they're able to charge, do some impact damage, and hopefully beat some of those guys up. So that's kind of the plan at center. Now over here, where all the fun stuff is, we got both Spider Squads moved up. Looking forward to giving these guys this run. Here's their chance. And they're going to be able to shoot at the Death Shrouds. Got some devastating wounds weapons in there, so fingers crossed. We did leave the Locust Heavies to sit still. Both of them are able to get line of sight onto the Land Raider, and they do have heavy, so at least we can counter Lane's debuff of -1 to hit. And then this guy is still hanging out in combat. He'll probably shoot at the spawn, try and take him out, see if we can do some damage to him. And then we got the Scorpack Lord out. He got overwatched for free by Lane. Only 2 damage on him, so he's still good to go. And charge in there and join his spider friends. So first, we got a ton of shooting to do. A lot of dice, a lot of volume, a lot of weight, and hopefully we can make some of these dirty Death Shrouds disappear. Yeah. This is not going very well. So we'll see. We still have a fight phase. I'm going to keep optimistic because Death Shroud and Death Guard entirely are very, very tough as it is. But, oh man, the dice have been very ugly, and I think Lane will confirm this has been 2 turns of absolute ugliness.
And DJ rolled his dice in the wrong order with the spiders. He got tons of 6s on his hit rolls, but almost none on his wound rolls, and they have dev wounds.
Yep.
So I think he and these guys and this guy and a Ghost Arc all shot at them and managed to, and the Warriors. All shot at the Death Shroud and managed to kill 1.
Yep.
With all that shooting.
Then be able
even
to
with the dev wounds from the spiders, just not rolling any 6s.
Yeah, it was not at all. And then these guys shot through, save 1, fail 1. So I took 1 out with them. They shot at the squad in the center again, save 1, fail 1. So I took 1 out. And then I think we did 1 damage off this guy as well. So we poured a lot into him. So unfortunately, we only took out, 2 from this squad?
Mm-hmm.
And then we took out, I think, 2 from here.
Just 1.
Just 1 from here. So now, and we hit him. We did enough to take him down. And then Lane just goes, oh, here, I'm just going to spike the save. So Lane is really telling me no. The dice are telling me no. Lane is telling me no. You are not allowed to succeed today. And it's going really bad. So now we're going to charge. And I'm going to keep good faith. My Scorpack Lords have done me good in the past. So let's see if they can't power lift this into a better place. When I say the dice don't like me this game, this is what I'm talking about right here. Do you see this? You see this right here. This is when you know maybe you should just stop playing Warhammer for the day because the dice do not like you very much. This is how a dice roll fell. I did not position this. I did not stage this. Lane even said, this is why we should record the dice rolls because that is exactly how it landed. Anyways, and Lane punched the table too. It did fall. All right, so combat-wise. What did we do? So Lane had 2 command points, so he was going to interrupt somewhere. And he decided he was going to interrupt over here. So, well, first what I did is I attacked with a Scorpack Lord. Was able to finish off the dude that I had wounded. Lane struck back with the 4 guys. Luckily, I mean, my Warriors got beat up pretty bad. We were reduced down to 1. Used the Ghost Arc to bring 3 of them back. And then Lane he smacked him for a couple of wounds. So he's down to 3, but we were able to turn it around and take quite a few deaths. He's down to 2 and the Lord of Contagion. So that's a good thing there. Over here, we picked up the entire squad of the Death Shroud in combat. Spiders did really, really well. Scorpack Lord did well. He charged in and was able to do 4 damage on the mortal. So he picked up 1 by himself just on the impact damage. And then we picked up everyone, including the Lord of Contagion. But Lane's got a little ability that he's able to stand back up. Stupid standing characters back up. Who does that?
Who would reanimate a character?
Right. So he'll be coming. He came back at the end of the phase. The Overlord piled in the Land Raider, so at least we'll mess with him. He'll have to deal with -1 to hit or fall back. Probably just deal with the -1 to hit, honestly. I don't know. We'll see what Lane decides to do. But that's it. One thing I did forget to do, I am going to spend a command point on those warriors since it's the end of my fight phase and they are on an objective marker to reanimate. Watch this. Here's my 1 for reanimation. Nope, we got a 2. I don't like my odds today, so I'm just going to take it. So we're going to get 2 more warriors back onto that objective marker. That's how the Starshatter works, is at the end of my fight phase, I can reanimate. So yeah, that's going to be it. For Bring It Down, we didn't get it. And Behind Enemy Line is going to get pitched for a command point. So yeah, let's see if we can come back in the later parts of the game as we kick it over to Lane in his turn 3.
For this turn, I have Overwhelming Force and Marked for Death. I don't know, DJ picked a bunch of stuff that's hard to kill for Marked for Death. I picked these warriors as my gamma target. Got to make them go away. And then Overwhelming Force, kill things that are on objectives. Sounds like fun to me. So, yeah, DJ slapped us pretty good. Killed most of our Death Shroud, but they can still slap pretty good. So we are going to do some shooting here. Just moved everybody out here. All those units are within 3 inches of the Lord of Virulence, so they'll all get their reroll 1s to wound. I'm going to pick a target to shoot at and make sure it's super dead. Yeah, that's it. We kind of give up over here. I mean, the spawn is having fun tangling with this thing, so he's going to keep fighting there. Land Raider is not going to move just so he can still shoot. We don't want to sacrifice the shooting by falling back, so that's it. Let's do a little shooting. Okay, so in shooting, the Mephitic Blight Haulers were able to pick up the wounded Ghost Ark. Then 2 of the Blight Launcher Bloat drones were able to pick up the one that was up on the building. And then the third one shot and got 1 shot through on this the Scorpic Lord here. So he's got 4 wounds left. The Land Raider did pick up 1 of the spiders in shooting, but didn't do any wounds to him. So when he reanimates, he'll be back at full health. And that's it.
Full models, not full health.
Yeah,
get the model back.
Yeah, I mean full unit size. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. We're going to do a little charging, see if we can clean up some stuff here in the middle. That did not go well at all for me. I had Overwhelming Force and no prisoners. Or no, not Overwhelming Force and Marked for Death. So the warriors were my gamma target. As you can see, there is 1 warrior left still alive. I charged in and bonked this guy, made him take 5 saves. DJ passed 4 of them, and CP rerolled the last one. So the Lord of Contagion was not able to finish him off. So he's still just standing there. So I didn't kill anything on objective. I didn't kill my gamma. I did pick up this one in combat but he was not touching the objective, that Scorpic Lord. So yeah, we're going to get slapped back here a little bit, but scored 0 on secondary. So I'm going to hold on to them both until the end of DJ's turn to see what's going on, if I want to keep anything. But yeah, that's it for me. On to DJ.
For this turn, I got a challenge card. So let's see if we can't. We still got some assets. So let's see if we can't get some points back. For beginning, I spent a command point to auto pass Battle Shock with the Warriors and then Res 2, which actually let me take control of this objective. So I did get a 15 on primary, so that's a good start. We drew Recover Assets. We still have Bring It Down, and our Challenger card is the one where we score points for having units in different areas of the field. My Zone, No Man's Land, center of the field. So I should be able to get the 3 on that. I kind of am not really going to looking at Recover Assets right now because I got other things I need to do than sit back and do actions right now. So Locust stayed put, so at least we can take advantage of the heavy aspects since a lot of our targets are not on objectives, and Lane marked those, so we're -1 to hit with them. The Ghost Ark also kind of stayed put. He's just going to put some shots either into these Death Shroud or into this drone here, because we do want to get our Bring It Down. We do want to get the Bring It Down points this turn. We moved the spiders up, and we were very specific in our movement. We stayed in combat with the Land Raider as well as these Death Shroud until the very last moment so that Lane couldn't overwatch and pick off like the dude with 1 wound remaining that came back. All my reanimations were only on 1, so nothing really too epic there. Scorpic Lord did Battle Shock, but he didn't trip and fall into a window on his way out. And I think that's it. Oh, we did fall back with the Overlords. That we do shoot at this with some Gauss Destructors. We can actually get some damage in there. And then the Ghost Ark over here fell back forward. And yeah, because he's got some work to do. So that's it for right now. Let's start shooting and see if we can't pick up some stuff before we charge. This was a shooting and fighting all rolled into one because the shooting phase did not do much. And I know you see there's a lot of momentum here. That was because of the fight phase. So shooting wise, we shot at the drone that was here and left it with 2 wounds left, unfortunately. Lane stop 1. It's the tendency, which is what makes me want to run 3 mans, not 2 mans, because I feel like you hit with 2, you wound with 2, and one of them gets involved. So that's kind of one of those things that makes me feel with those guys to just run the 3. And that's what happened here. So he took 6 damage, and then we found him with the gauze flares from the Ghost Ark, but he was alive with 2 wounds. So we had to charge him. Lane did spend a command point at the beginning of the fight phase to make it -2. Still made the charge, spent my command point to tank shock, and was able to blow up the drone. More on that in a second. Now, over here, we have the Death Shroud, so we put both squads of spiders. Well, one squad of spiders shot in the Death Shrouds, one shot at the drone trying to take it out, and that one failed. They shot in here, did a little bit of damage. I think they picked up a spider by themselves. They picked up one of the Death Shrouds by themselves. So we had it down to 2 Death Shrouds, one Death Shroud character, and the Contagion Lord that stood back up. Then, I think that was it for the shooting, because that was really, like I said, not a lot happened. So then we charged. So we charged here, tank shock, blew him up literally, which actually did a lot of damage to it. Finished off the Lord of Contagion, because it did 3 to him. Did damage to the Death Shrouds, which helped out for when we went into punch. Took out 2 of my Necron Warriors from the explosion, and took 2 damage onto the Scorpack Lord, taking him back down to 2 wounds. Then where spiders were able to fight and finish off the Death Shrouds, and Lane rolled a 1 for the stand back up. So couple things now. All right, dice aren't hitting me. I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch on this one, because these dirty Death Guards still have a lot of there's still this whole pocket over here of just destruction. And then over here, we decided just to charge into the Land Raider. I know that's not going to be a lot of damage, but I at least want the Land Raider not to be able to move around. We did get 1 through and did 2 damage to it. And guess what? Land Raider did 2 damage back to us in combat. And lastly, the little spawn.
Oh, he finally died.
Scorpack Lord got him. Scorpack Lord, he's hiding over in the corner of the building, so he can hold that objective. So for the turn, we did get our Bring It Down. We're going to pitch Recover Assets for a command point, and we scored our challenge card for 3 points. So that's going to be it for my turn, and we'll kick it over to Lane and see how this nice little contingent of 5 vehicles can start doing some work at the center.
I held on to Overwhelming Force and marked for death. These spiders are marked for death targets. So we're going to try to kill them. So we just moved everything forward, guys. We're coming at it. We're going to go and try and clean up a bunch of stuff here in the middle. Try and get these spiders from marked for death. Overwhelming Force should score. We have so many things on the center objective. So let's do a little shooting. Guys, the shooting was productive. The Land Raider soloed these spiders. Couple last cannon shots got through, and I rolled hot on both of my damage rolls to pick up those spiders. I thought I was going to have to back his shooting up with these guys. So I did pick the Lord of Virulence to reroll once to hit it there, but he was able to do it by himself. So then these, my Fennec and Blade LRs, are able to finish off the other 2 spiders that were there. These bloat drones, even though they weren't getting any rerolls to hit, they were able to finish off the Ghost Ark there. We did fire their Plague Spurts into the Scorpack Lord, who had 2 wounds left, and managed to finish him off. So now these guys are going to charge this Necron Warrior. Hopefully they can get him. And then Land Raider is actually going to charge into here just to tie him up so he can't do anything, and also touch this objective in the process so that we will get the OC on there. So here we go. Okay, so they charged in. We're able to finish off the warrior. Yay, they did it. Land Raider was able to make his charge in here. I tagged him, tagged the objective. DJ Heroic with Scorpack Lord. He did get 1 damage through. I
did mortals.
Oh, no. He did 2 damage in mortals and got no wounds through in the attacks. And that's it. That's the business there. So we definitely got overwhelming force. We overwhelmed so many forces in the middle, and March for Death was popped off. So we finished that. That's it. On to DJ.
For this turn, we're looking at Engage on all fronts and Display of Might. Display of Might's probably going to turn to a command point. We didn't have a challenger card because we're only down by 5 right now. So what we did, these guys stay put, and they're going to shoot at these guys over here in the middle probably. We auto-advanced the Locust for a CP, and we got overwatched and took a multi-melt to the face for our troubles, losing one of our Locusts right there. Good times. And then we did fall back with the Ghost Arc to get barely in range just to tag the objective with the hull. So just to annoy Lane and kind of take his home field objective away. Haha. And that's going to be it. So let's do some shooting and a little bit of fighting. Oh, we did position him so he's touching the objective if we just happen to blow these guys up in the shooting. If not, we can charge in there with him and try and finish one off. Now we're kind of in the Hail Mary moments of the game, sort of. And then he is able to also shoot and tag that objective. So we got a couple things that we're able to do, and we'll give it a try. So let's shoot. So moving down, not very much left, so shooting and fighting all at once. These guys shot. They were able to pick up one of the Blight Haulers, and he hits on 3s because of the +1s, -1s, and all that. Rerolled 1s for the Overlord, and he rolled a 2. All right. So then, and then I went at the end of my fight phase. I spent a command point to do reanimation, and I got a 1. So he's up to 3 wounds. He's going to go away very quickly. Overlord charged in, was only able to do 2 damage. So it didn't really matter if he hit or did anything, because even if he did hit the flat 6, he would have been alive with 2, and I need him destroyed. Over here, Scorpack Lord landed 1 hit home to drop him down to 9, and lost a wound for his troubles all the same. So that's going to be it for my turn. We got engaged, the baby engaged for 2 points, and we'll pitch Display of Might for a command point, see if that helps us, and that's going to be it. Over to Lane for the top of turn 5.
Just kind of rolling my whole turn into one here. So I have recover assets and no prisoners. Had some hot dice here. I picked the 2 destroyers that were up there as my target. Heavies. Yeah, from the Lord of Virulence. First bloat drone shot into him. Rolled a 6 on his number of shots, so he had 8 shots. He was able to finish them off by himself. And then we were able to finish off this one. And then we were able to finish off the Overlord from tank shock and some punches from the Lord of Virulence there. Weren't able to do anything to this guy here. So we did get 3 kills for our no prisoners. So we got 5 points there. The bravest little tally man did recover assets as well as the Foxwalkers over there. So that's it for my turn. On to DJ.
All right, final Necron turn. So not a lot of resources left. We did get a challenger card. Unfortunately, for the 3 points, I was trying to go after a couple more points, and it did pay off. So I used the stratagem side of it, which gave me reroll with a free strap for reroll 1s to hit and wound, and we decided to do that in combat with the Scorpack Lord, and that did help us to pick up the Land Raider with the Scorpack Lord and his flat 3 damage. And then with the Ghost Arc, we moved over, kind of like tucked over here in the corner. We took some shots at the last 3 Poxwalkers, seeing if we couldn't pick them up. Weren't able to hit them because now we don't have any buffs. They're not on objective, so nothing there. And then the Talisman was off of the objective, but we did hit him with some of the rapid fire because we split shots. And then we charged and were able to tank shock and finish off the Talisman and take the home objective to score 10 points. So we made a valiant push at the end, but it was not quite enough, as the Death Guard with a grueling 85 to a Necron 60. Really, really, really tough game for the Necrons. There's a lot to be said with this that we'll talk about in the post game. There's some crucial moments. Death Guard are super tough. Lane played a lot of it very, very, very strong. He kept the Locust heavies kind of locked down most of the game with the ability to put them in contagion and make them -1 to hit, so I really couldn't move them. So that left a lot of his vehicles to have free reign where I didn't have really some threats. So that's something to think about in the future. But all in all, tough battle tough battle, and we'll talk about that more in the post game. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.